Guys, welcome back to my Out of the Park Baseball 22 playthrough as Colorado Rockies here on GM Games. My name is Aaron, host of Around the World Sports, and as always, before we jump into this, if you could leave a like and subscribe on this video and follow the GM Games Discord, I would appreciate it. A lot of great stuff on this channel, a lot of fun stuff that I, even trying to search on YouTube, wasn't able to find, but once I joined Discord, a lot of really, really enjoyable sports simulation stuff that keeps me really busy. When I'm not playing, I'm watching. And then, obviously, if you could head over to my channel at Around the World Sports, drop me a subscribe over there. I'd appreciate that as well. My channel's growing my channel is growing slowly, is what I was trying to say, as the words weren't coming out of my mouth. 230-ish subscribers right now, so but some people that keep me really engaged, which is fun. They challenge some of the moves I make, and I like that. So at any rate, let's get going. So it's the July episode here. If you remember correctly from the previous episode, we finished 57 and 24 at the end of June, and normally you would think a 703 winning percentage would be at least good enough for first place in your own division and potentially even the best record in baseball, but not for us. We are in second place, a game behind the Los Angeles Dodgers, who are 58 and 23 and only one game out of third place in the National League West. So I talked about this at the end of last episode. The key here for us really is to win the division. The last thing I want to have to do is play a one-game wild card against the second or third best team in baseball when I can win the division. So we're going to treat this like we need to push to make the playoffs. I really want to win the division this year. So yeah, so that's what this episode's going to be about. What can we do to just make us that much better this season? And I don't honestly know that there's a whole lot, but we are going to mess around and see. I mean, we get Zach Veen back in a week. We get Matt Foster back right at the All-Star game, or right at the trade deadline. So that's going to be two acquisitions right there, I guess. It'll move Drew Jones back to the bench / a left-handed platoon option, or the right-handed side of a platoon option with Joey Gallo. Gets Gallo out of the lineup against left-handed pitching, and that should make us better right off the bat. But first things first, international amateurs. There's not a whole lot here. I looked at Raul Gonzalez. He looks to be probably the best of the bunch. 16-year-old catcher prospect, so we'll just throw the $5 million at him, and we'll either sign him or he'll come back and tell us that another team gave him a better option and we won't sign him. Beyond that, there's really not a whole heck of a lot here. The best pitcher is a 1-star potential. Jose Burciaga isn't terrible, not great with the bat, at least not great yet. OSA likes him more than us. OSA tends to like these guys a lot more than us, generally speaking. You can see there they've got a 99 contact guy. Quinn Abad out of the Dominican. He looks to be pretty decent too from an OSA perspective, but Bob Wickman's not crazy about any of them. So we're just going to go with Raul Gonzalez and see what happens. So we're going to start simming ahead, and we're going to pause at the draft, obviously, and we'll do the draft, and then we'll pause midway through the season and midway through the month and figure out what we need to do from a trade perspective. So we had a huge series here, 3-game series against the division-leading Dodgers. We can either be in first place by 2 games or 4 games out when this is done. So let's see what happens in Game 1 as we take on, who's this? Carlos Duran, a 24-year-old. And what happens? We win 2-0. Very nice. Jack Leiter, looking good. 7 shutout innings from Leiter to improve to 8-3 on the season. Gonsolin and Foley pitch 2 scoreless innings. Gallo hits his 19th home run of the year, and we are now tied for first place in the NL West. We win here. We move a game up. Let's see. Can we pick up the win? No, we lose 5-3. All right, so Raul Gonzalez prefers the offer from the Red Sox. We can't offer him anything else. So is there anybody So OSA liked this guy, so let's offer him a contract too and see if he will take $5 million from us. I don't want to spend the money just to spend the money, but I mean, if he ends up like that rather than like that, then it's a good deal. So, all right, so we are back to a game out. Let's team schedule. So who pitched? Glasnow pitched, gave up 5 and 5. Bennett, Conine, Detmers all pitched well. Wesniak homers twice. It's not enough though. So we need to win this one here, and we will come out of this series tied for first place. Otherwise, we'll be 2 games down. Game 3 is another loss. We lose this one 8-2. So we are now 2 games out of first place. Ben Guest pitched, gave up 5 in 6 innings. Gallo hits his 20th. Bellinger homers twice. Xander Bogaerts homers twice. Not great. Not a great opening series for us. We go to Miami now to take on the Marlins. Game 1 against the Marlins is a 9-2 win, so we even up our record here in the month at 2-2. And now it's top of the order: 2 hits, 3 RBIs. Gallo 2 hits, 3 RBIs. Home runs for Wesniak, Jose Ramirez, and Hanau. Patino with a lights out performance: 7 2/3 innings, 1 hit, 13 strikeouts. You read that right. 13 strikeouts. He's 9-4 on the season. So now we're taking on Carson Montgomery, who's one of the best pitchers in baseball, recovering from an injury last season. So his numbers are down a little bit compared to last year, but still elite. Let's see what happens in game 2. Can we get the win? No, we get hammered. 9-1. Zach Veen out for another 4 days. Dunn pitched. Duplantier. So Dunn went 4 2/3 through a lot of pitches in under 5 innings. Duplantier gave up 5 runs. And we get hit pretty hard. We're 2 games out of first place. Game number 3 against Miami. We're facing a pitcher who's 0-6, so I'm hopeful here that we can win there. And we do, 9-4. And Zach Veen is now unclear, as an unclear recovery. So that is not good. Joey Gallo, 2 for 4, 3 RBIs. Joe Adell, 3 for 5, 2 RBIs. Ramirez, 3 hits. Langlier, 2 hits, 3 RBIs. Arias, we had home runs from Gallo, Langlier, and Arias. 3 doubles from Joe Adell. Jack Leiter picks up another win, almost going the distance. And we are 60-27, 1 game out of first place, a 16-game lead in the wild card, so I think we're okay there. Yeah, I mean, maybe we try to find a left field replacement for the season. I don't know when Veen's coming back. I mean, obviously that's what uncertain means. I want to get through the draft first. So let's get through the draft, and then we'll sort of resort and figure things out. So we're taking on the Atlanta Braves here, as we are 3-3 this month. And Drew Romo goes down for 4 weeks as we lose 6-2. So that's not good. So we signed 2 backup catchers for this particular reason. We're going to call up Sean Murphy because he's the better defensive catcher. Langlier will be the starter, though. Okay. Langlier is going to be the starter. All right, let's keep going. So we're 3-4 this month. So again, another uneven month after how good things were the first couple months of the season. 4-1 wins. So we're 4-4 now. 3-run homer for Arias. Guest pitches, goes 8. Picks up the win, goes to 9-5. And we're looking for a series win here. So we lost the first series of the month against the Dodgers, won the second series of the month against the Marlins, and we're looking for another series victory here, and we don't get it. So we are 3 games out. We're 4-5 this month. We're only 17-17 in our last 34 games. So we really have sort of leveled off here a little bit. I don't want to say stagnated because we are 61-29, but definitely not where we were as the season got started. So it's time for the draft. Let's look at notes real quick. Anything here that we need to look at? No, we know Romo's out. Okay, so let's get through the draft, and then we will look at who's on the trade block. So we're picking towards the bottom, right? No, we're 17th, right? Because we were 81 and 81 last year. So we are picking 17th. Let's go to our pick, and let's see who's available. We got some offensive options. A lot of 2.5-star players here waiting to be drafted. Really high contact guys. Danny Hilton looks to be pretty good. Not very good defensively, but Danny Fisher, an elite offensive bat. I think he was the one that they said I was going to take. Yeah, there's a lot of good hitters in this draft. Pitchers, a couple of good pitchers. Phil Street, it's not bad. Dave Barnes is okay. Who do they think we're going to take? They think we're going to take Fisher. And that's kind of the way I'm leaning. I'm not crazy about taking a first baseman with my first pick, but it's low enough in the draft that it might be okay. He's not very good defensively. He can't hit. Moog's going to hit for a high contact and have a lot of gap power. Home run power is going to be below average. Doesn't have a very good eye. So he's kind of one of those typical OOTP 22 type players with a high contact, high gap power. Mendes isn't bad. A little bit more well-rounded, but I think I still like Fisher more. This is the offensive profile that somebody mentioned something in my Tigers playthrough, and I mentioned that I had a type when it comes to pitchers, and this is my type when it comes to batters. That lower contact but high gap power, high home run power, and high eye discipline. To me, I love this type of hitter profile. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take Danny Fisher with our first pick. Let's go to the second round. Still have quite a few options here. Who do they think we should take now? Jorge Mendes, who is the right fielder who I talked about, was a little more well-rounded, really bad defensively, but looks to be pretty well-rounded offensively. I almost feel like Ike Hacker. I'm sure it's Ike Acker. That just seems like a weird combination of letters to go together. Ike Acker, Josh Ike Acker, or Ike Acker. I want to call him Ike Hacker, but that can't possibly be right. He's already 21, but pretty good. It looks like he's going to be a right fielder with that range and that arm. Went to Michigan, had a really solid season in Michigan last year. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. And his nickname is the Koino Prince. Mendes is still there, so we can take Mendes now with our third pick. Round 4, they want us to take Bobby Bullman. Looks to have a pretty good bat. Not really developed for a 21-year-old, which I'm not crazy about. Let's do this. There we go, right there. Mike Hennon, and we will draft him as a hitter. Jim Carnes. Sure, he's got the high contact, high gap potential. I can go for that. Are there any power guys left? Mike Newsom, Al Herrera. I don't need to take another first baseman, I don't think. Sam Dodd. He's 22, not really developed for a 22-year-old. Let's look at pitchers and let's look at pitch ratings. I found this has been I've been able to land a couple of decent prospects throughout my various playthroughs doing this. Finding pitchers who have got really, really good pitch ratings, and then the development comes after the fact. Or somebody who just has a ton of pitches. Like this guy, Gabe Satterfield. He's got 5 pitches. 3 of them are projected to be elite. A very good slider, a forkball. So if his control develops, I mean, he could be a serviceable starter. So we're going to take Gabe Satterfield. No, we're not, 'cause it's not our pick. Now we're going to take Gabe Satterfield. All right, I want to look at catchers. And I want to look at fielding ratings. And just find somebody who isn't an absolute train wreck with the bat. I mean, most of them are going to be bad, but you know, if you can find somebody like this guy's, you know, he's 22, but he's got a good batting eye, so he at least has some potential to grow here with his batting eye and his contact. He's already a good defensive catcher, so Jeremy Render will be our next pick. We are in round 8. So we're going to go back to batters now. We're going to look at the batting potential. That's pitching potential. We're going to look at batting potential. Speed and defense. He can't hit. He can sort of hit. No. Joe Sabatini. Sure. Goes to UCal Berkeley. Good speed. Decent outfield range. The bat may come along down the road. Who knows, actually. We're going to go Brad Roberts. It's a better... low work ethic is going to hurt him. But he's only 18, so I think we'll take a run at him. And then... do I want to make... Yeah, I like this guy. Just, you know, he can't hit, but he can already play defense. He's got good speed. So Jonathan Harvey will be our last pick, and then we'll move on. All right. Complete current draft. And cool. So let's go in and let's negotiate. We're not spending a lot of money on the draft, which, we have plenty of money to spend, so I'm not worried about that at all. And that's the other thing, is that we have plenty of money to spend this year. So someone like Drew Jones, who isn't really hitting, I can easily move him to the bench, and I can bring in someone who, might be making $25 or $30 million, because we still have $16 million for free agents, 21 for extensions. So now that we're through that, let's take a look quickly at the trade block. And these were the 3 names that were here at the end of, and remember, this is 4 days ago for me. So if you guys are watching it back to back, this is going to be immediate. But the 3 big players are Castro, Smith, and Kevin Biggio. Biggio, I think, makes the most sense just because he can play. Well, I guess Dominic Smith can play left field too. Brantley's good, but he always gets hurt, and I would be afraid that we would sign him and he would immediately get injured. He's the best defensive outfielder of the ones that we've looked at so far. Dylan Carlson. He's the best defensive outfielder, but he's not that much of a better hitter than what we already have out there. So I think we're okay there. Why am I looking at pitching potential? Let's look at batting ratings. I wouldn't mind bringing up a Dominic Smith and sticking him in left field. Okay, so they want one of our better players, and I'm not prepared to do that. But let's start here. Let's start with, what's his name? Freeland. So that isn't enough. Please make a better offer. Okay, does that move the needle at all, though? It really doesn't, which is a bit surprising. Okay. That's fine. We have plenty of stuff to work with here, but Elijah Hamill, need a little bit more. It doesn't move the needle, though. So do you need a little bit more, or does it actually move the needle? And then, so those were the 2 big ones that I'm willing to just move on from without really thinking too much about it. What about Humberto Miranda? We need more than what you've offered. I'm going to submit the offer and see if I can get a different player in return to close it down. Not that I need more offense in my lineup, but I guess it can never hurt. So let's go ahead and submit ahead today. Okay, now I need more offense. as Gallo is now hurt, and Joe Adell is diagnosis pending. So we win 5-4, but we lose two of our outfielders. Okay. So who do we call up? Pacheco. And so how do we want to do this? I guess we make Jones the center fielder, Adell until he comes back from injury, the right fielder, and then Pacheco will stick in left. So we're going to be tested here, guys. We are absolutely going to be tested. Did they reply? No, they didn't. All right, let's sim ahead a day and see how long. So they want to send us a 30-year-old pitcher for. No, I don't want to do that. And see how long Joe Adell's out for. 5 weeks. All right, so we are without our starting outfield for the next month. Joey Gallo's out for 5 weeks. Veen's unknown. Adell's out for 5 weeks. We won again, so that's good. Wagner picks up a couple of hits. Conine gets the win. Looks really sharp in his 2 innings. Leiter gives up 4. All right, so it looks like we're going to have to... we are going to have to make a move here. And I would like it to be Dominic Smith. And they didn't respond to my deal before, so what happens if we do it again? Okay, so now, for whatever reason, our scout doesn't like it. 2 days ago, he was fine with it. Adell, Denny, Dunn, Foley, Glasnow, Gonsolin, Guest, Leiter, Patino. Yeah, none of those players I'm giving up. Denny, Negron, Parker, I'm not giving up. Wagner, I can't give up because I need him in the outfield now. Pacheco, I can't give up because I need him in the outfield right now. Carter Smith, I'm not ready to give up on as an extreme ground ball pitcher. They really, really, really want somebody off our big league roster, and I don't know that I want to do that. All right, so what about... What about Biggio? Because I could stick Biggio in left. He's not very good out there, but I could stick him in left. And I guess I would be okay with that. So if we go Freeland... So they don't like that deal at all. How's he doing? I mean, he's hitting 300 for Toronto this year. 922 OPS. He's led the league in walks 3 straight seasons. Yeah, I don't know about that. I feel like it makes more sense to go after someone like Brantley if I can't get... what's his name? Dominic Smith. Smith is the one I really want. So let's just submit this and see what else it would take to get Brantley. Sim ahead a day. We're 63-29, 63-30. So the trade offer expired. Okay. So that means we got to go back to the trade block. Yeah, I mean, he's still really, really good against right-handed pitching. Freeland and Hamill. Yeah, I mean, I think I can probably make this work even if... I don't want to give up Horn. Even if... So let's submit that. So we're taking on the Cubs now. We're 2 games out at 63-30. We lose our 2nd game in a row. That's not good. We do get Dunn back, which is nice. So we can stick him back in the lineup in... where's he going to play? I guess he's going to play right for now. Yeah, I guess. And then against lefties, Veen guess it doesn't matter. All of our outfielders are left-handed. Pacheco, yeah, Pacheco can hit lefties a little bit here, so, but we'll do this. We'll just run like that, I think. Okay, so I want to see what it... Yeah, I mean, now I can give up just about anything, but here's the deal. Now that I've got Veen back, I don't know that I need Brantley. And if I don't need Brantley, so let's discuss this trade again. I mean, I can give them Jake Cave, and he's fine with it. But again, he's a lefty. I'd rather have a righty out there because my lineup is super, super left-handed heavy right now. What are we? We're 3 games out still? Yeah, these guys are all lefties. I don't need left-handed hitters, more left-handed hitters in my lineup. I want someone who can actually hit lefties. J.D. Davis. Let's look at pitchers. Kyle Keller, Chris Bubik, Zach Gallen, Tyler Johnson, Corey Nebel, Michael Kopech. Do we have any pitchers that really aren't getting it done? Not particularly. That's the thing. Our bullpen has been absolutely lights out for the most part. Even Bennett has lowered his ERA by half a run since the beginning of the month. Duplantier has been fine as the last guy in my bullpen. Glasnow, Dunn, Leiter, Guest. I mean, our rotation is fine. So it really comes down to this. It comes down to defense, I think. Or not defense. It comes down to offense. Wozniak, he's not very good defensively, but offensively, yeah, I mean, he's having a down year compared to last year, but he's still on pace for 36 home runs. Veen's not very good off or defensively either way, either in left or in right. But we knew what we were getting out of him. Yeah, I don't know that there's a move to be made, honestly. I think we need to just ride out these injuries here. We get Foster back in 2 weeks, Romo back in 3, and then Adele and Gallo back in 5. So offensively, we're going to be fine once Joe and Joey are back, and Drew for that matter. And we're going to get a bump to our bullpen when Matt Foster comes back. So let's just sim ahead another week or so and see what happens and see if we suffer any more injuries and see if there's anything else that needs to happen. So we've lost 2 in a row, and we come back with a 7-0 victory. Langley 3 for 3 with 3 RBIs. Arias looks like he hit another home run. Yep, Arias homered. Wozniak homered. Patino goes 5 2/3, picking up his 10th win. We're 2 games out as we have our 3rd game here against the Cubs. And it's a 2-1 loss. So we have now lost, 1, 2. We've lost 3 series this month and won 3 series this month. We got a big one coming up now against the Padres, who we're tied with. 64-32, tied with the Padres here for 2nd place in the NL West. Let's get through this series and kind of readdress. So game number 1 is a 7-6 victory. We scored 2 in the 9th after giving up 5 in the 8th. Wozniak 4 for 5, 4 RBIs. Ramirez 2 for 3, couple runs knocked in. Looks like Veen homered. Wozniak homered twice. Leiter gave up 1 in 5 1/3 innings, but then Bennett and Gonsolin gave it up in the 8th. Foley pitched an inning to pick up the win. So we win, and that's really all that's important is we come out on top. We're 1 game out. We look for our 2nd straight win here over the Padres, and we get it, and we lose Hanau for 6 weeks. So it's another 7-6 victory. It's another injury. This time we scored 6 in the 7th and held on for the win here. Pacheco, 2 hits, 2 RBIs. Arias, 2 hits, 4 runs knocked in. Pacheco hits his first major league home run. Arias hits his 18th of the year. Glasnow goes 6, doesn't get the win. Mercartier and Lido give up a couple runs, but Detmers and Foley come in and lock it down. So we're still a game out, and now we need to call somebody else up, and I guess it's going to be Alex Freeland. So he's going to get a shot here. He's going to get a shot here at short and third. We still may end up trading him before it's all said and done, but so Jones is going to be my left fielder, or my center fielder. Pacheco is going to be my left fielder. All right, so let's see if we can get the sweep, and then we'll take a look and take a look at the trade block and see if anybody's demands have come down a little bit. Game 3 against the Padres is a 2-0 win. So there we go. We've won 4 out of 5 now. Wesniak 2 hits and an RBI. Veen looks like he homered again. Guess goes 7 shutout innings. And we are still a game out of first place, but we create a little bit of distance between us and the Padres. We have a 3-game lead over the Padres now. Sorry. Pause for a second. Okay. So Jose Ramirez having a great year. 324, 68 RBIs, 982 OPS, 4.3 WAR. Jack Leiter's on. We've got pitchers all over the pitcher leaderboard. Leiter, Dunn, Guess, Glasnow, Leiter, Foley. Getting it done offensively and defensively. So let's just take a quick second and let's look at our pitching stats. And if anybody's struggling, like if we have someone who's struggling with splits, yeah, I mean, we got a few relievers whose ERAs are starting to spike here a little bit. Gonsolin, Bennett, Duplantier, McCartier. So picking up a bullpen piece may not be the worst thing in the world. I wouldn't mind replacing McCartier for, maybe someone who's maybe has a lower ceiling, but a higher floor. Yeah, I mean, his BABIP is only 192, which tells me he's getting super unlucky. And guys, I will be right back. Hang tight just a sec. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Had to take that phone call. So, yeah, I think, from looking just at some of the basic stats, I think it might be in our best interest to look to move on from, not move on, but look to improve on Duplantier and McCartier. Gonsolin hasn't been bad. I think he had this one outing where his ERA jumped a run and a half. He just hasn't pitched much. He's only pitched 22 innings. So I don't think he's been bad. I don't think we need to worry too much about him. Duplantier and McCartier and even Conine are all replaceable parts. I mean, Conine has looked good so far, so, ride the hot hand or whatever. But Duplantier and McCartier could probably stand to be upgraded. So we've got Kyle Keller. I mean, he's probably the best option. He's pitched well this year. And we talked about him when we made the move earlier in the regular season for Foster. That Keller hadn't done this long term, right? Like he started in 2020, only pitched 2 games. 2021, he pitched in 33 games, put a .6 WAR, gave up 7 home runs in 46 innings. 2022, he pitched to a .503. 2023, pitched pretty well in 25 games. 2024, he was his first year with Jacksonville. Wasn't particularly good. Last year only pitched to 7 games. So this has been the first year that he's done it consistently. So I don't know if I want someone like that or if I'd rather go after somebody like Tyler Johnson, who the ratings might not be quite as good. His stuff isn't as good. He's got good movement, 2 good pitches, but he's an extreme ground ball pitcher. He's been really bad the last 2 years, or I guess he was really bad last year. Had a very, very good 2023. He was okay in 2024. 2025 was just a lost season for him. And he's been pretty good this season. I can't imagine any of these players are going to cost all that much. So I'm not overly concerned. Jackson Reese, he looks to be like a pretty good option. I mean, he's been pretty consistent over the last 2.5 years, put up about a 4 ERA. Jackson Reese might not be a bad option. We could bring Clark Schmidt back, who's now 2-10 with a 6.07 ERA. Yasuke Yasuaki Yamasaki. Ground ball pitcher. He has not been good. Dylan Betances is an extreme ground ball pitcher. Has pitched in AAA all year and not particularly well. All right, so Taylor Rogers, a fly ball pitcher. I'm not interested in that. All right, so I think neutral. I like the extreme ground ball pitcher out of Tyler Johnson. It's just something I gravitate towards. All right, well, I'm not giving up Freeland for Tyler Johnson. That's just not happening. So let's go back in here and see if we can get there with some combination of Elijah Hamill. Pacheco, we can give him Nick Solak, who, I mean, I'm fine with. We could probably do that. Let's see if we can give up Solak for Tyler Johnson. All right, let's sim ahead a day. Almost. All right, so we can give up, yeah, pretty much anything. All right, so let's go back in, and why can't I... Okay. Initiate trade. Why is it doing this? Cleveland Indians, we want Tyler Johnson from you. Actually, I want to see something. Let's look at the upcoming free agents. All right, so we got Jordan Hicks, Nick Anderson, Blake Cedarline. Who does Hicks play for right now? Seattle. Can we get him? For Joe Adell. I don't want to give you Joe Adell. Yeah, okay, so I can't do that. Gonsolin is up. He's one of ours. Chad Green is also with Seattle. Alvarado's with the Yankees. Wow, Seattle's entire bullpen is apparently up for free agency after this season. All right, so let's go back to the trade screen. With Cleveland and Tyler Johnson. Where is he? Right there. So it's Elijah Hamill and... Oh, come on. My mind is going. Elijah, so Danny Diaz. Okay, so we can give you Danny Diaz. Is he still considered a prospect? Danny Diaz. All right, let's submit. Sim ahead today. We have a game against San Francisco, 67-32, 68-32, almost. So we won. Yeah, and all of a sudden it shoots up. So, oh, right, because I was going to give you Solak and not Hamill. I was going to do that. So that closes the deal. All right, so we pick up Tyler Johnson. So McCartier is going to go down, and Tyler Johnson will come up. We get ourselves an extreme ground ball pitcher. Good movement, good slider, good fastball. Has been pretty good this year in Cleveland. I don't think we need to do anything with our pitching staff. Who got the start here? Patino, 11-5 on the year. Again, I think I'm pretty content with my lineup. I think we just grind it out until we get three of our starters back: Gallo, Romo, and Adell. Pacheco is holding his own so far, 7 for 27 and 836 OPS. Langley is holding his own. Yeah, I mean, I feel like this makes sense to just hang on. But we'll keep going. And if we suffer another injury and we have to do something right at the trade deadline, we will. So let's continue. We're 68-32, 68-33 as we lose there. So we had a 4-game winning streak before we lost to San Francisco. Let's see if we can win the series. We do. We win 2-0. Leiter, 10-3 on the year. Wesniak, 3 hits. Pacheco had a hit and an RBI. Veen had 2 hits and an RBI. Leiter goes 8 shutout innings to improve to 10-3. and we are going to be taking on Oklahoma City, who we owe feedback, or we owe payback to Oklahoma City back in May. Where was it? Where was it? Right here. Where we got swept by Oklahoma City. And that really started the up and down nature of the last 2 months for us, as we were 20-7 in April, 24-5 in May, 13-12 in June, and 12-9 this month. And it all started with a 3-game sweep against Oklahoma City, or at the hands of Oklahoma City. So let's see if we can return the favor. We win 9-7. Matt Foster is ready to come off the DL. I thought I saw something. Did I see? Thought I saw something about a bad injury there, but anyway. So we win 9-7 in 11. Veen goes 4 for 6. Got that average back up over 300. Who got the start in this one? Glasnow. Okay. So 5 hits, 5 runs, 4 walks, and 6 1/3. Conine blows the save. Foley gives up a run. Gonsolin pitches 2 perfect innings for the wins. Veen and Lito both homer. And now we have to do something with Matt Foster, who I want to get back out there. So who is getting sent away? I think Bennett goes down just because he can. And we bring Foster up and make him a middle reliever. So, yeah, our bullpen looks a little different with Tyler Johnson and Matt Foster out there, but I am content with that right now, I think. Do we want to call any of these? Well, let's do this first. Let's just reset and let them make the decisions. Horn, anybody we want to call up? So Horn has been... We're going to leave him in Double A for the rest of the year. Johnson, Shock. I mean, they're just depth at this point. Same with Smith and Najiba. There's nobody else in Double A that deserves to be called up. Nobody in High A that really deserves to be called up to Double A. Nobody there that deserves to be called up. Yeah, so I think most of our prospects are up in this range. Fisher signed, so we're going to disable. We're going to disable promotion for all of these guys, actually. Take control of it ourselves. Negron has looked good so far. That's nice to see. Denny's still struggling a bit. Yeah, we're gonna have some stuff to do this offseason where hopefully we can pick up some elite prospects or really just blow our lineup out of the water with some of these players that we have that we just aren't gonna have a home for next year. But all right, anyway, let's move ahead. Look to win our 3rd game in a row. And we do. We win 7-3. So we get 2 hits, 2 RBIs for Pacheco. Got that average up to 286. Ramirez at 320. Had 2 hits. Kiner Fillet for 2 hits and 2 runs scored. Veen 3 hits. That average up to 316. So I was concerned about Zach Veen taking a step backwards this year. He really hasn't. Slugging is a little bit low. Obviously, he's not going to hit 40 home runs this year, but he has been performing for us. Ben Guess goes 6 innings, gives up 2 runs. Foster gives up a run there. Detmers, Medina. Gonsolin pitch well, and we look for the sweep now against Oklahoma City. And we get it as we win 8-2, and we are 1 game out of first place, hanging in there with the Dodgers. Kiner Fillet for 2 hits, Ramirez 2 hits, Pacheco 2 hits, Drew Jones 3 hits, 2 RBIs, Langley 2 hits, 2 RBIs. Home runs from Pacheco and Langley. Pacheco getting it done with the bat. Look at that. 377 on base, 532 slugging, 909 OPS out of Isaac Pacheco. Man, our bench is going to be so good next year with Pacheco and Lito and Jamison Hanna out there. Home runs, Pacheco. Patino picks up his 12th win of the year. Cool. All right, so it is the 27th. What do we want to do? We're still a game out. Let's look at the trade block one more time. See if there are any new bats on there that we want to add. Yeah, not for what it's going to cost, I don't think. There's nobody here that's that much better than what we currently have. At least I don't want, like, our outfield is fine. Really, Pacheco, Jones, and Veen are going to get it done until we get Gallo and Adine back. Jameson Hannah is fine as our backup. Better than fine. He's fantastic. Cole Wagner is not hitting for a lot of power, but he's getting on base in a pinch hit role. He's getting on base at a 360 clip as a pinch hitter. He's never going to field all that well, but he might be somebody we use as a trade piece in the offseason because while he's got good ratings, he doesn't really have a home for us. I don't need a catcher. Langley and Murphy will be fine until we get Geromo back. I just need defense there. On the infield, we're fine. Wozniak's not great defensively, but he's getting by. Kiner Falefa and Arias have been elite in the middle infield. Jose Ramirez isn't going anywhere. Yeah, I don't think there are any moves we need to make. We just need to hope that we can stay healthy for the rest of the season. So game 1 at Philadelphia. So we look for our 5th win in a row, and we get it. 3-1 there. Justin Dunn picks up the win, 11-7 on the year. Cool. So that's a good game. Get on to game 2 here. See if we can win our 6th in a row. We lose 6-5. Still a game out of first place, and we look to take the series here against Philadelphia. We win 7-1. Drew Jones leading off in this one. Scored a couple of runs. Arias, 2 hits, 4 RBIs. 2 hits and a run knocked in each for Wozniak and Ramirez. Glasnow picks up the win. Johnson still hasn't... How many games has he pitched? He's pitched 2 games for us. Okay. So he's not pitching much, but that's fine. Cool. All right, so we are down to the final game of this episode. Or no, I guess we got 2 more. So let's go ahead and play the game on the 30th against the Mets. An 8-4 victory. So we were up 6-0 after 3 innings. Wozniak, 2 hits, 2 RBIs. Arias, 2 hits, 2 RBIs. Langley, 2 hits, scored a pair of runs. Ben Guest picks up his 12th win of the year. Johnson gets hit hard. Foster pitches an inning and a third of good baseball. Okay. Well, that's fine. So we are now tied for first place with the Dodgers. Now, technically, we are ahead of them because of our, I'm assuming, division record. And let's go ahead and sim this last game of the month and see where we end up at the end of July. We lose, so we are a game out of first place. We are 75-35 through the month of July. Player development, Patino got better. Man, he's having a good season. Medina got a little worse, lighter, better and worse. Anything of note, Lito looks like he got a little better. Kiner Falefa got worse. Hanau got better while he's injured. Man, I hope. I mean, those are good ratings. They're not great. He's not going to be as good as Kiner Falefa at second, but those are good ratings for a 22-year-old. Pacheco got better. Hannah got worse. Cole Wagner got better. Gallo got worse. Parker Miles got better. Denny got better. Jackson Bennett got a little worse. Oh, but they made him a starter. Okay, that explains that. Chad Horn got better. Marcelo Zuna is the batter of the month in the AL. Wozniak, the National League hitter of the month, hit .361 in July. Liberatore in the American League. Kumar Rocker, the NL pitcher of the month. AL rookie of the month, Marco Raya. And in the National League, it is Richard Fitz. All right, so standings. 75-35, 1 game out of first place, 3 games out of third. Jose Ramirez leading the National League in batting. He's 3rd in RBIs. He's 3rd in OPS. He's 3rd in WAR. Ben Guess and Louis Patino are tied for the National League lead in wins. Glasnow's 3rd in strikeouts. Patino is 1st in WAR. Foley is 2nd in saves. We have a 20-game lead in the wild card, so I think we are good there. Let's look at our team stats here. before we call it an episode. So Patino, 12-6, 4.1 WAR, 3.17 FIP. Opponent's hitting 224 against the 26-year-old. He's not giving up any home runs. He's walking less than 3 per 9. 3.1 K to walk ratio, 145 ERA plus. He's just been lights out. Glasnow's been very, very good as well. He and Leiter both have 3.5 WAR, putting up almost identical seasons, although Leiter's ERA is almost a full run lower. It's because he's given up fewer home runs and walking fewer batters. But for Glasnow, those numbers I will take. 1 home run per 9, 3.3 Ks, or walks, 11.4 strikeouts per 9. He's been good. Leiter's been, like I said, it finally clicked for Jack this year. He's lowered his ERA by almost 2 full runs, giving up less than a home run per 9. He's not really walking anybody. 158 ERA plus for Jack Leiter. Ben Guess has been really good as well. 3.52 in his first full season. He's on pace for, 18 wins, on pace to go 18-9. Justin Dunn has been our worst starter, but even he's been good. 134 strikeouts, just giving up too many home runs, 1.5 home runs per night. Well, too many home runs along with his walks. His home run and his walk ratio are, he's given up half a home run more per 9 than Glasnow, and I think that really is what makes up the difference there. Foley's been amazing as our closer, 1.73 ERA. Opponents are hitting $150 off of him. 8 walks, 45 strikeouts. Reed Detmers has had just a fantastic second full season with us out of the bullpen. I know he wants to be a starter, but he's been so valuable. Look at that, 16 hits, only 3 runs in 32 innings. Adonis Medina's had a nice bounce back year. Tyler Johnson only has pitched in 3 games for us, got hit pretty hard in one of them. Gonsolin, I mentioned he was fine. You look at his FIP, it's almost a full run lower than his ERA. Foster has only pitched a few games for us, but he's been fine. Conine, again, I'm gonna ride that horse until it dies. He's been good for us in his 8 games. Luke Lito and Duplantier both have sub-4 ERAs, and you can't ask for more than that as your 13th and 14th men out of the bullpen, I don't think. Lineups. I guess we'll look at defense since it's here first. Arias, Jones, Kiner Falefa, Ramirez, Hanna, Murphy, Langelier, all above average defensively. Arias is going to win a Gold Glove. Drew Jones has an opportunity to win a Gold Glove. Kiner Falefa has an opportunity to win a Gold Glove. Wagner, Lito, Wesniak, Freeland, Pacheco, Veen are all below average, but slightly. None of them have been terrible, except for maybe Veen. But again, I need his bat in the lineup right now, so I'm not gonna complain about it. Ramirez, just a fantastic bounce back season after last year. Average is the same, on base percentage is the same, slugging is just a tiny bit lower, so he's been great. Wesniak has had a nice sophomore campaign, 912 OPS. Arias, doing exactly what we thought he would do, which is hit a ton of home runs and provide stellar defense. On-base percentage below 300, but our number 8 hitter's got 20 home runs and has driven in 70 runs this year, so I'm not going to complain. Veen's got that average over 320, the on-base percentage over 40, his OPS is over 1,000, so I have no issues there. Kiner Falefa, doing what we needed him to do, which is just play great defense, and he's doing it for free because we aren't paying his contract right now. Langelier has been fine as our backup. Hanna, again, great as a defensive outfielder. Drew Jones, struggling with the bat in his rookie season, but he's playing very good defense, and we can carry the bat with his defense and the rest of our offense. Pacheco, doing a pretty nice job. He'll probably get sent down once everybody's healthy, so will Wagner. Lito, he's not really hitting. I expected him to hit more than this, to be honest with you. But, he's still young, so plenty of room for opportunity. Freeland will likely be gone in the offseason. I keep saying that, but, haven't moved him yet. And then Murphy has played limited for us. So if we look at our pipeline, Denny will be up with the team next year. He's 2-4 with a 4.59 in AAA. He doesn't want to be in AAA. I understand that. He will be up next year and likely in the rotation. Negron is pitching really, really well in rookie ball right now. We'll probably call him up to high A ball next year. Sademon or Cademon Parker. He's struggling in AAA, but again, it looks like it's just his control. 4.8 walks per 9. He'll be up next year as well, probably in a relief role. Quintanilla is still in the international complex. Carter Smith, how's he done since we sent him down? He's been okay. 51 hits in 42 innings isn't great, but again, they're in Colorado Springs, so it's not, you got to take the pitcher ratings with a grain of salt. Chad Horn looks to be doing pretty well in AA, but he'll stay there for the rest of the year. Spencer Miles in AAA, he's doing okay. Elijah Hamill, again, Hamill's somebody that we'll probably look to include as part of the any sort of trade with Freeland in the offseason. So that's going to do it, guys. And I think that means that our live stream on Sunday will take us through the end of the regular... No, Sunday's the 4th. Are you kidding? I can't do a stream on the 4th. All right. Well, I may do a stream on the 5th then. I haven't decided yet. Maybe I'll do it on Saturday. I haven't decided yet. I'm going to do a stream at some point when I figure out what day I'm going to do it. I'll post it in Discord. So those of you who belong to or are members of the draft or the GM Games Discord, you'll see it there. But I'll try to get that information out. It'll be either Sunday or it won't be Sunday because I'm going to see fireworks Sunday night. So it'll either be Saturday night or it'll be Monday. Haven't decided yet, but I will let you guys know. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate the support. We'll talk to everybody soon. Bye-bye.